Stadium, Baton Rouge. As we wind our way toward the end of another college football season, one of the grand traditions is paying tribute and respect to those who have just poured their souls into the success of this program and honor the seniors on Senior Day. It's the Texas Longhorns and the LSU Tigers. Reese Davis, David Pollock, and Jesse Palmer with you. Let's say hello to our friend Holly Rowe on the sideline.
Guys, I was able to catch up with Lane Kiffin before the game. One of the things he's doing and his offensive coordinator is to make sure their wonderful wide receiver gets the ball. This transfer came in and has really put up yards and been productive. Close to 1,000 yards here today. He said, we're going to look on the play sheet, make sure we're getting him the ball, keeping track of how many times he's touching it. That's the game plan they're starting with. I'll keep you posted how that looks here in the first quarter. Back to you.
Thanks, Holly. LSU will put a foot to it for the opening kickoff. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. This is what we expected. This crowd ready to make its presence known. On the ground, it's Smothers. Works ahead for a couple. They'll stop him at the 27. Seems as if these two have been on a collision course for a top 5 meeting like this. And big picture, guys, it can really help their playoff position.
Yeah, we all circled this game at the start of the year. We knew this one was going to have conference championship, national championship, Heisman Trophy implications too, David. So lots riding on this one, and may the best team win.
And this will be huge down the stretch. It gives you a shot in the arm. You prove your worth in this football game, and you start to build your case as you get to the end of the season of why you could possibly get to the best team in the country.
Can't make the connection on third down thanks to that tough, hard-nosed pass defense, and now it's fourth down.
That is exactly how you set a tone when you're on defense, and especially when you're at home. If you can get them and force them into a punt early, keep that crowd going and involved, man, is it fun to play defense.
Tries to find a little more running room on that return, but he'll be stopped at the 36. They'll start on the ground with Durham. Picks up the first down. Oh, he's got some space. Finally stopped inside the 25-yard line, but this one might be coming back. There is a flag down. Some early movement along the offensive line, and they'll walk it back. Not much of a decision to make there. The defense will move them back. Gets the back moving. Here's Lewis to throw. That, friends, is a busted play. Incomplete. Guys, top 5 matchup this late in the season. It feels like a de facto playoff game.
It is, man. This is the big showcase. Late in the season, you're proving to the committee exactly who you are, where you stand. I don't think it gets any better than these late season showdowns. A lot of time rivalries, too, Jesse.
Could be an alley. The
that spot. They said this guy could do it, and you get a good glimpse of it early in this football game. Palmer, there's one thing to talk about speed. It's another thing to talk about speed. And that guy takes off, erases some angles, and makes the big play early.
It's so true, David. There's so many really good running backs in the country that can make people miss, but when we see them get into the second level, they always get caught. This guy is a little bit different. And now if you're on defense, that's a big alert. You know, hey, if we don't tackle him, if linebackers miss him, if safeties miss him, and this guy gets in the second level, he is taking it to the house. There's a lot of pressure now on this defense to tackle.
Nifty run there. Pickup of 6 out to the 25. Guys, when you really take a look in Texas, boy, did they have a big pickup in recruiting. Stud in the secondary, 5-star defensive back, gives them a verbal. What a huge boost for this program, David.
This is enormous. Getting a guy in the back end, a 5-star guy like that, dude, it's plug and play, and those guys pan out at such a high level. Just, they have so much speed, the measurables there. This guy should be an impact player day one.
Better get that seismograph ready here in Death Valley. Huge third down coming. Manning trying to quiet this crowd. Makes the grab.
Man, is it going to be fun trying to stop this passing offense at Texas. Not only do you have to deal with Arch Manning throwing the football, but you got Wingo outside with all that speed, David. You're bringing Cam Coleman from Auburn with his highs and speed. So who do you cover if you're on defense?
Yeah, we didn't even mention the running backs who you bring in, too, who are studs. So, like, they're studs all over the field. This is an offense that, Sark, when they really get it going, man, the passing game becomes elite. And they can do so many good things to you. But just Cam Coleman and the ability to catch the football when he's not open. Like, it's second to none. Look forward to watching him and the Arch connection and how it grows.
Well, the defense blitzed on that last run, but it was the big fella on the inside that made the stop and made the play. Great job flying out of his stance, locating where the football was, and getting to the ball carrier. Really good job at the point of attack.
Manning fires to the wideout. Intercepted, and now he's up to 14. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
And some defensive backs just have a way of finding the football. He's starting to develop that. His 3rd interception on the season, just has a good feel for playing that spot in the back end.
Tigers sending out their offense, ready to get this drive started. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. And they'll stop him after a minimal pickup.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground, take away that run game, make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. Gonna run it. It's Berry. And they didn't get it forward an inch. Defense wins the battle up front.
You know when you're playing against a defense of this caliber, you're going to have some sort of balance, right? You can't just drop back and throw it every single play. Nothing going on that last run. They're going to have to find another way to get it going and handing the ball off.
They got him, and down he goes, and what a huge sack that might have knocked him out of field goal range. The pocket broke down, and the quarterback had to take the sack.
Really impressed by this pass rush, Reese. Just guys winning their individual battles one-on-one up front. They're able to get to the quarterback.
It's 4th down and 14, but they're going to go for it. 4th down, Lewis. He rifles one deep down the right side. A 50-50 ball, and he comes down with it. What a tremendous contested catch. How about that one? 4th and forever, and he just turned one loose and fired it for the first down.
Man, does that sting defensively. You get him in the perfect situation. You know they're going to pass the football. You play the ball deep, and you give up a deep pass. That is a back-breaking play.
LSU lining up 1st and goal. Going going to the run. It's Durham. And he breaks the play. Touchdown, LSU!
And he's in for his second touchdown, man. He knows what to do when he gets down there. He knows how to get in the end zone. And I love when you can run the football as you get close to that goal line. Be the more physical team, and they're doing just that.
And the ball will make it into the end zone. No return on that one for a touchback. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. On the run, it's Smothers. And after the tackle, we are headed to the end of the first quarter. Guys, LSU has the lead here. They wanted to strike first and strike hard, and they've been able to do that here in the first quarter as we take a look at the stats. This could be a pivotal moment in this game as we open the second period and they try to find a way to answer. So second down here as we're back at it after the break. They go right back to it. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
This offense has got to get this thing going, man. Nowhere to go. Where do you want the running back to go? He gets tackled for a loss. Offensive line has to block better. They got to create some holes. They've gone nowhere. Several drives, no points. They need something to go right for this offense.
Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on third down. Keeps it himself. He hits the slide, and he's got enough to convert that third down.
Well, the defense did a pretty good job that time on the option play of having someone dedicating themselves to the quarterback to get him down. Not enough to stop the offense from picking up the first down, though. The defense really needs to be keyed in on this because they're going to see this option play more and more as this game goes on.
He stopped dead in his tracks again. No running room to be found. They keep trying and have had very little success. Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. He's got an open man. There he goes to the right. And he ran away from the defense to take it in. Touchdown, Longhorns!
This receiver is dangerous because of what he can do after the catch. Once he has the football, he is so good at making defenders miss. You saw it on that play.
Getting set for the point after. And with the extra point, every little bit counts as they get closer. They put together a 5-play, 75-yard drive. And they close the deal with a 58-yard touchdown pass. The kickoff bounces through the end zone. They'll bring it out to the 25. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. They've been firing on all cylinders, touchdowns on each of the first 2 drives, and they'll try to make it 3 for 3. Tackle is made at the 28 after a pickup of 3.
That's a really nice play. It's impressive. Once first down, the defense thinks you might be running the football. You still can line up. You can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little crease for your running back.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line 2nd and 7. Lewis. He's got him in the flat. Looking for room at the 40. Snags it, and there's running room. Huge plays like that can change the complexion of a game, and he's got it at the 22-yard line.
When quarterbacks learn to take checkdowns, man, they become way more efficient. They become way better. They get way more possessions, and he does a really good job. It's not his primary guy, but he looks down the field. He doesn't force the football, but checks it down to his running back and still makes a big play because it was the right decision.
Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Berry. They'll put the brakes on him at the 21, give him a yard.
I think one thing LSU fans want to see right out the gate with this Lane Kiffin offense, can we get some balance? Durham's been here for a couple of years. You've seen some high moments, Palmer, but like they need to get this run game going. They brought in a bunch of offensive linemen in the portal, and especially a big boy over there at left tackle. Interested to see if they can get that run game going.
And they should be able to get it going, too, at LSU, because when you think about Lane Kiffin's offenses back at Ole Miss, I know everybody talks about them throwing the football, but they were always able to run it, too. You think about guys like Quinshon Judkins and Kejuan Lacey. They always had a dude back there giving the offense balance. Running the ball successfully is something that I expect we're going to see in Baton Rouge this season. A lot of opportunities for the running backs this year.
He's going to come up about 5 yards short of the line to gain.
Quarterbacks generally, guys, we know, they're not as big and not as physical runners as running backs, so it is going to be trickier for them to break tackles. I like the idea of getting the design quarterback run game going, but moving forward, let's see if we can get him out to the perimeter.
We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and they'll talk it over to see if they can build on this lead before halftime. Now on 4th down and 5, they'll try to move the chains.
Ready. Hey, take it. 22-90 mountain. 22-90 mountain. Sweep. Flash. Ready, go.
Lewis to throw for it on 4th. Can't make the catch, and the defense will force the turnover on downs.
And they decide to go for it. They decide to be aggressive, try to throw the football down the field. Receiver, quarterback, not on the same page. No dice, turnover on downs.
Hit hard just as he released it on 1st down and just couldn't get it to the receiver.
Well, it's a simple design there, guys. Just RPO. QB gets it out of his hands quickly, trying to attack the left side there in the flat. They're just not able to come up with it.
Trying to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. Quarterback keep. Makes it past the marker. And it's a 1st down. They'll mark it at the 44.
This is an offense that can move the sticks in a whole lot of different ways. Now you're seeing it on the option here. Great job by the quarterback. Reading the defense, there's nobody there taking him, so he puts his foot in the ground, he gets upfield, and he's got really nice elusiveness once he's out in the open field. He shows you that on that explosive play, picking up the 1st.
The Longhorns, after ripping off that huge run, let's see if they can do it again. Might have a chance.
1st down, physicality wins football games. Being able to run the football and create balance. And right here, just choose up another 1st down. Gives you another chance to maybe continue to run the football.
And I feel like this guy, too, is just an explosive play waiting to happen. His vision, his quickness, and he's got a burst. If you give this guy just a crease, he's going to hit it. And right now, he's doing some damage on this defense.
Here's Manning to throw. They're working that left side. Across the 25, he's got room. Guided out of bounds at the 22. A good play for this offense as they are threatening to score.
And that's why, if you're the offensive coordinator, you've got to find as many ways as possible to get this guy going. Just get him the ball close to the line of scrimmage. Doesn't need to be a throw deep down the field. He's so dynamic when he has the ball in his hands. You saw it right there.
And they'll bring him to the ground after a short gain.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
Before they snap the ball on 2nd down, timeout is called. They'll have 2 left to work with before the half. Three wideouts to the right on 2nd and 8. completion will take it close to the 5-yard line. They'll mark it at the 6.
Well, the play fake on the RPO bought the receiver some time to work himself open on the route. That was a man-to-man coverage on the defense. Nice job by the receiver putting his foot in the ground and separating.
And this offense will have to feel pretty good about itself if it can tie the game before halftime. First and goal. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play. Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Throwing Manning. Dumps it to the back. Intercepted. A first half turnover can swing momentum. And they get the takeaway and prevent points from going up just before the end of the half. This late in the half, here's the question. How aggressive will the play calling be? Lewis to throw. Got it set up on the outside. Didn't have much room to run and not a whole lot of help. Short gain there and still plenty of ground to cover for the first down. And they head to the locker room. 2 quarters in the books, and time for us now to check in with Kevin Connors in our EA Sports College Football studio with scores from around the country.
Guys, thanks. Welcome into the Week 11 version of the EA Sports College Football Update Show as we inch closer to bowl season. We kick things off with Cal taking on the number 22 team, the Virginia Cavaliers.
He'll bring it out. It's Wilson. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. The LSU offense comes out to start this drive. If it's working, why change it? And that running game was working in the first half. I imagine we'll see a lot more of it here in the 3rd quarter.
And you just know the offensive line was telling their coordinator, put this on us. Let us continue to go out there, push these guys around. We can put this game on our back and end this thing by running the ball.
And this is a manhood question for this defense. Like, as a defensive lineman, and you're pounding the rock, like, I got to physically rise to this challenge. This defense has to play more inspired and more physical in the second half.
8-yard pickup on first down leaves them with 2nd and short. Making side adjustments here. Throwing, Lewis. He's going to let one fly down the middle. Upstairs to make the catch. Electrifying play, and man, are they set up now at the 32-yard line. They might be thinking back-to-back big plays after that last one. 1st and 10 from the 32. Lewis wants to pass. Oh, he loves to fire downfield. Touchdown, Bayou Bengals. And they take it in for 6 more points.
This offense is so explosive, they can change the scoreboard in a flash. You just saw that on that drive.
And they tacked on the extra point. And he takes this from inside the 5. And the returner will be brought down.
That's not what you want out of that kick return. If you're that return guy, you've got to make something happen. You've got to be able to make a guy miss. That's why you're back there in the first place, because of your athleticism, but you've got to be able to generate better field position on that kickoff return.
The Texas offense makes its way out to begin the drive. So this second half didn't exactly start the way they had hoped on defense, and now there he goes! He's at the 50. The 30. Running inside the 20. Touchdown, Texas! He got loose, and it was lights out after that.
And I love the way they just came out in the second half. The passing game, it was a little touch and go in the first half, right? What did they do well? They ran the football. They come out in the second half, Palmer, more of the same. They didn't abandon it. They break the long run, and they cut into this lead.
Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? For them right now, the key is scoring points. Can't keep turning it over. They were turning it over, throwing the football, so let's run it. And after gashing him like that, if I was this offensive coordinator, I would just keep giving this guy the football regardless of what the defense does and see if he can break another long one.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Tigers send out the offense to go to work. They're still holding the lead, but hoping to flex a little muscle on this drive. And off to Jones. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
And if this defense wants to get back in the football game, they've got to match the physicality of this offense. And that's a great start here in the second half. Like coming out, not letting them run the football, being the more physical and more aggressive team.
Not what they had in mind to start this drive. Here comes 2nd and 13. Now the Longhorns will call the first of their 3 timeouts. And that will leave them with just 2 timeouts to use the rest of the way. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long.
Ready? Come on, like 88. Like 88. Ready, go!
The run inside. It's Durham. Finds his way ahead for 5, and now they've got it at the 28.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
Quarterback adjusting the pattern. Lewis from the gun on 3rd down. Quickly complete. They get him out of bounds. Couple of yards short of midfield. They'll mark it at the 48, and this offense is rolling.
And that's a huge 3rd down conversion by the offense there. It's 3rd and long. You've got to lead, not by a lot. Quarterback, though, very poised. Reads the coverage, throws it in rhythm, and you stay on the field.
Here's Lewis to throw. Quick strike complete.
This defense is going to have to be careful. Not only do they have to worry about this guy running the football, but they've got to keep their eye on him when he runs routes, too. He is a versatile back.
The Tigers with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Lewis to throw. Got rid of it quickly, but it's incomplete. Let's see if the defense comes after them. 3rd and short from the 45. To the air again, Lewis. He's going to let one fly down the middle. Makes a grab down the middle. And he cruises his way to the house. Touchdown, LSU! The offense strikes again to extend its lead here in the second half.
And they got everything working. How great is this? You extend your lead. Now you get your defense back on the field. Great job taking advantage of the situation. It building on that lead.
And the extra point pushes the lead to 14. So that was a 6-play, 75-yard drive. And the finisher coming courtesy of that touchdown toss from 45 yards out. From inside the 10, here he comes. He's out of bounds at the 31-yard line. Maybe another step, another block, and he gets more, but the offense will take over there. Opening snap of this drive comes from the 31-yard line. They'll start on the ground with Brown. Not a lot of daylight. He gets one to the 32.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
Pressure coming. He lofts one down the sideline. Makes a deep grab. He'll work his way down to the 28. This offense always looking for those big, explosive plays, and now they've got it just inside the 30. Here's Arch to throw. Hauls it in with one hand. And he's brought down after a nice gain. The Longhorns will snap it on 1st and 10. Manning with a play fake. Got away from trouble and got rid of it. Touchdown, Texas! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
Hey, man, I don't know what they talked about at the half, man, but this team is rolling, doing an unbelievable job getting the football, putting it in the end zone again, and how about the defense doing their job, Palmer? Momentum is crazy in college football, but here in the second half, they've come out and seized it.
Yeah, this has been a master class in complementary football. Offense doing their job, the defense getting off the field, giving it back to the offense, everything going their way, and you're right. In college football, we see momentum shifts all the time. All of the momentum, all of the good juju right now, clearly on their side.
The ball squirts through the end zone. That'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. He wants to change this route. Here's Caden Durham to begin the drive. They didn't get a push at all on that one. It'll be no gain on the play.
Man, nowhere to run on that play at all.
About all you can say is do better. But that's the problem. Are they able to do better?
And that's why you keep trying things, right? Keep trying to get on the perimeter, run it up the middle, try different things to see what you do well.
This game is all but officially a wrap as we take a look at the top 25. Late in the season, time running short. Teams want to make their move in the rankings. One more period to go to see who can make the winning plays and come home with the victory. So the final period starts with a second down play. Caden Durham again. Snowed under right at the line of scrimmage for no gain on the play. The Tigers want to move quickly. Lewis takes the easy throw in the flat. He gets it out to the 28-yard line. Not enough to pick up the first down.
Good play call on defense. Third down in that situation, you're just playing a big zone. You want everybody having their eyes on the quarterback, playing in their areas, and you want them rallying to the football. As soon as that running back caught the ball, they all came screaming in. They were able to make the tackle and now set up fourth.
Sends his first one of the day on its way, and that matches the number of appearances he had in that win last week. They stop him immediately, flying down the field, and get to him before he can even get started. So now the Longhorns take over and they'll send out the offense. This certainly hasn't been their best day, but there's no time for mistakes now. They have to execute if they want to snatch this thing from the fire. Really good job to pick up a chunk of yardage and get it out to the 39-yard line.
Well, he was able to gash him on that play. You just give this guy 1 inch, one little crease. He puts his foot in the ground, and he gets north fast.
The option, the keeper. And he couldn't find any room to breathe. What a great job on the run fits by this defense.
Nice job by the defense shutting down all the options, making sure it wasn't easy to read. Nice job going to the quarterback, getting him on the ground.
And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
And finally, the defense is able to get some pressure on this quarterback. They had been trying all game long, different ways to affect him. Weren't able to get there. But on that play, because of the pressure, it affected his accuracy. That's why the ball falls incomplete.
Manning tries to pick it up on third down. Makes the grab. He gets it oh so close to the first down marker, but I think he's going to be a touch short. It's a one-score game late, and they've got to go for it on fourth down. And with this place rocking, the crowd forces a false start. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Trailing by a possession, they need to keep the ball. They'll try to convert on fourth down. Bringing the heat. He's brought down, but not before he picks up the first down on a gutsy call to keep this drive alive. Not really a huge decision there. You don't want to give up the football at this juncture of the game, and they're able to keep the drive going.
You know, the head coach here obviously feels like punts and field goals are not going to get him back in it, so put this one on your quarterback. Trust in him to go out.
Got a little grass.
And that's a nice job by this QB. Great job. You show patience, right? Like, if they don't come take me, I'm going to keep running. That's how I go pick up another first down, move the sticks, and this offense can keep churning.
In search of that tying touchdown. They've moved the chains a couple of times. It's 1st and 10 again. They'll give it to Brown. Stopped after a gain of 3. It'll be 2nd and 7.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
Backed up now. Here's 2nd and long. To throw, Manning. It's complete to the right. Could not make his way to the corner.
And this offense, they got another positive game, but I think they're going to have to start pushing the ball down the field a little bit. Got to make some plays. That clock is not your friend. You got to speed up, maybe work the middle of the field a little bit, but make sure we get first downs, and the rest of the time work the sidelines.
That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up fourth down.
What a fantastic job by the defense that time, forcing the incompletion. They've got the lead late, setting up fourth down. Can they come up with one more stop? If they get it, they might win this game.
Fourth down, Manning. Throws to the wideout. On target to the left. He's got enough for the first down, and they roll the dice and convert to keep this drive going.
And you just wonder if this defense now is starting to feel it a little bit. They're a bit on their heels after that fourth down play to keep this drive going. Someone's going to have to step up here and stop the bleeding. They're only up by one possession.
Pulled down at the 11-yard line as they inch closer and closer to pay dirt.
Yeah, and it's a nice job by this defense understanding, listen, that QB is a threat, and they're going to run all kinds of options, and he's going to run the football. They were dialed in and got that sucker to the ground.
Operating in the red zone here on second down. He's brought down at the 6, but the defense feeling the heat to make a stop here.
And those little runs, man, they don't look great in the box score, but I love when an offense stays on schedule, and it makes those third downs more manageable, easier, harder to attack me now from the defensive perspective trying to get to me. So it's an easy, simple play for this offense, but I love it.
Manning from the gun on third down. Makes the grab on the left. Touchdown, Longhorn! And they take it in for 6 more points.
Man, great execution. That is how it's done late in the football game now. All you need is that extra point. Bring the kicker out there. This is what you do. Just like practice, knock it through the uprights, tie this football game, and we might be looking at overtime soon.
And that extra point was good, and we are deadlocked here in the fourth. Precise, relentless execution on that 13-play scoring drive. And they've got it locked up in the final minute after the touchdown and extra point. That ball skips through the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 25-yard line. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Timeout taken by Texas. It's their second. And they'll still have one timeout left at their disposal. Might be calling a hot route. Throwing, Lewis. He's going to let one fly down the middle. And that one falls incomplete. They tried to go over the top on first down. Second down coming up.
And this offense has another opportunity to put a scoring drive together. They've done a really good job, man. Their defense, yeah, it's been okay. Like, giving up a lot of points. Now they're in a situation where can you be clutch? Can you come up big in a 2-minute situation when you really need to?
And he gets it to the 45-yard line, and that'll be a first down. The offense will use a timeout. Clock is stopped with 22 seconds left. And the Tigers just got that huge run. They love another explosive play. Floats it out in space. Hit and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Offense uses a timeout. 17 seconds left on the clock. Big part of the offensive game plan is yards after the catch, but none available there.
I like the idea on offense of trying to spit the ball outside quickly and see if your guy can make something happen in space, but give the defense credit. They rallied to the ball, got him on the ground.
What will they dial up on second and a long way to go? Here's Lewis to throw. Quarterback now breaking the field. He'll pull it down. At the 45 on his way. He gets it inside the 30 and out of bounds at the 29, and they are rolling. Here comes the field goal unit. Timeout is called, and the clock is down to 8. They'll send out the kicker to try to salvage this drive. The ball is spotted at the 29-yard line. That'll make it a 46-yard field goal attempt for the lead. And that is no good. And in the final quarter of regulation, we remain tied. They'll get this drive started from the 29. Arch is going to throw for it. Looking deep down the right side. Grabs it at the 25 in stride. He just brought some serious energy, making that huge play and getting it all the way down to the 23-yard line. All right, guys, so here we go in overtime, and just to refresh everyone's memory, alternating possession starting on the opponent's 25.
And it's so nice to be on defense first, to set the tone, to understand what you need. Try to hold them to a field goal. The offense knows they can do their job to go out and get a win. Just 2 possessions, Palmer. Like, you got to be at your best.
Yeah, and I love the new rules, too, because in the third overtime possession, it goes to alternating 2-point plays. Back and forth. Who's got anything left in the tank here in OT?
He might want another play. Lewis wants to pass. Fired that thing out in a heartbeat, but it's incomplete.
Bad news on that play, it's an incompletion. The good news is the quarterback knew if his guy wasn't going to catch it, nobody was with that ball landing out of bounds.
So now it's second and long. Lewis steps away. Lets it fly. If he runs this back, this game's over. Got room on the return. The 50. He's at the 30. He's at the 10. All the way back. He took it all the way. The pick six and the walk-off win.
How about a game-changing play for this defense? Stepping in front of the football and knowing what to do with it, taking it all the way to the end zone.